Have you ever been told that you think you know everything, or that you don't know everything? Or have you been called Einstein, or you have the big head? Things of this sort. Let's investigate that for a moment. I speak to you from personal experience. There have been numerous times in my life as I have grown up into adulthood, especially young adulthood and middle-aged adulthood, where I have experienced women, for the most part. Women that I have been in a relationship with, and even women that I have worked with on a job, make the statement to me, you don't know everything. Oh, Mr. Know-it-all. Or you think you know everything. So, my friends out there watching me, what makes someone resign themselves to ask this question, or to make the statement or declaration as I forestated? What makes someone say those things to you? This is one of those things that they generally do not want to hear and or accept. They're insecure. That's the statement. You're insecure. Or the other thing, or it can be a combination of both, you're not experienced enough in life yet. You're not mature enough in life yet. It is not fair if you are in a relationship when male or female has more education than you, more life experience than you, more knowledge in general than you have. It is unfair to that individual that you berate them, that you're always sarcastic and cynical to that individual because they are being who they are. If you are in a relationship and you're 10, 20, or even 30 years older than your mate, whether you be man or woman, doesn't matter, and they feel inferior to you at some point, whether early on or in the midst of the relationship or latter part even, that's not your problem. It's theirs. There is no soothing medicine that you can give that person, that human being, to make them change who they are. It is very much a developmental issue. They have, for whatever their reasons, chosen to remain on the level of a child. You can have the body, male or female, of an adult, and you can have the mind, the mannerisms, the behaviors of a child. Because why? You just never chose to grow up. And it's so easy for you to make a statement to another individual who has grown up along the lines of what I pointed out earlier. Oh, you think you know everything. Or you don't know everything. And what's really odd is that when you have never made those statements to that person, they have no grounds for what they're saying. So when you correct someone and you correct them just out of love, not because you're trying to demean them or belittle them, but you're correcting them because correction is necessary at that time. I don't care sometimes how loving you approach a situation, people still don't take it well because they still look at it from the standpoint of, you are trying to tell me, a grown person, what to do. You're trying to tell me, a grown person, that I don't know this, I don't know how to spell this or whatever. And that is so juvenile coming from them. We can have an adult body, fully mature, but it's another thing to be mentally and emotionally mature And it's something that we should strive at every waking moment of our lives. Stop being a child. Whoever you are, stop being a child. And if you are in a relationship with someone who is supposed to be grown and they're treating you this way, don't attack them. Just understand. Understand that that's the way it is, and maybe you made the wrong choice in that individual. But it is a bitter pill that you have to swallow. You have to deal with that situation. But deal with it with love and be tactical when you deal with it. Don't tear down someone's defense mechanism. If that's all they have, then it's all that they have. However painful it might be for you, the intelligent, you still have to approach it tactfully and with love, with caution. I know. Even when you approach it that way, it's still not well received, and it still frustrates you that they don't get it. But you know what? As the old expression goes, you made your bed, you have to lay in it. Now, if peradventure, and I'm not encouraging you to leave your partner, but if peradventure you were to part, maybe you will be a little bit more diligent about who you choose to be your partner in the future. But if I have college education behind me, 4 or 5 years, or even 1 or 2 years, and my companion didn't graduate high school or barely got out of high school, I shouldn't beat up on them. But by the same token, they shouldn't beat up on me because I decided to go further. It's wrong all day long. And for those people that you meet on your job, your coworkers, I've had this before happen to me as well, as I said earlier. One specific incident when I worked in nursing, I always prided myself, especially when I was in the Army, to wear my clothes neatly, to iron them, to have my gig line in order and so forth, and even wear a tie when appropriate. I always had ink pens in my pocket, I always had a notepad. I was always prepared because that's the way I was taught. And it only makes good sense to always be ready. Even when I was a child, my mother said, always make sure you have bus fare and something to write with just in case of an emergency, and some change in your pocket for a phone call at the time before cell phones existed. I've always been prepared. But in this particular instance that I'm referring to, I never knew that there was a young lady that worked at the same company that I did was always watching me, and the fact that I was always neat. Until one day we had an office party, so to speak, and all of the employees came, and I had on my whatever I wore that particular time. It was a shirt and tie and so forth. And then she came and she was dressed really, really nice. And I commented and complimented her, and I said, "You look good tonight." And then she made the statement out of nowhere. She said, "Yes, thank you. You're not the only one who can dress up." And then it all hit me at the same time, like a pound of bricks. At a distance, she had been watching me and my behavior and how I carried myself, and she was envious of me the whole time, and I never knew it, but I never treated her any less than anyone else. But it all boils down to, again, how you perceive yourself. If you want greatness in your life, then you have to chase it down. No human being that is striving to achieve anything great in life should ever have to condescend to someone who has not the same desire. If you're not aspiring to something, don't pull me down. If you don't want any more in life, don't belittle me and make me condescend to you and be on the same level as you. Because if you don't want anything in life, you don't want anything in life. That should never stop me or impede me from achieving the things that I want to achieve in life. Because when it gets to the point where someone else is pulling your strings and stopping you from achieving your own goals and your passions, it's time to let that person go. That's it and that's all. Plain and simple. So, do you know someone that's always telling you that you know everything, or that you don't know everything? Oh, you think you know it all. Do you know someone like that, and have you experienced this? I would be interested in knowing. Please leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll get back with you. This is Brother Teaching. Yahweh love you, and I love you. So long.